Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dare to Dream. I'm your host, Graham Williamson. I'm an international intuitive evidential medium psychic. And today's show is about positive and negative effects of us all differently. Each of us go through life and we encounter things that make us happy and things that make us sad. And if you're sensitive, like some of my friends, you'll be even more aware of changes in our moods and our well-being, mostly because of the solar flares that have been going on and the human resonance and people around us. And it's very important that you remember each of us give off an auric or etheric field. It extends beyond our bodies. And it's important to remember that because everybody knows that we're all psychic. And that part is very important for us today because of all the things that are going on in the world and a lot of the sadness and negativity around us. People are either going 100% for it or 100% against it. But when you really sit back and look at it, it's how you perceive it and how you deal with it and how you respond to it. Because even the most adverse negativity hitting you, your lifestyle, your personal space, family, and everybody else, how do you react to the negative? How do you react to the positive? Do you get angry as soon as you hear negative stuff? Or do you go over the top for the positive stuff? We walk on this earth for a reason. We're supposed to be grounded. We're on the ground. We stand on the ground. And if you're grounded, which means allow the earth energy to flow through us without any interruption or barrier, believe it or not, that is actually very calming. You're not feeling isolated. The energy from the earth matching your energy. It sounds a bit far-fetched, I know. But have you actually tried it or even hugging a tree? You've probably heard about it. You see, it's not about being spiritual. It's about being realistic. Words have power. You have power just sitting here. That energy that exudes from your inner being, your core, your spirit, your soul, it affects people around you. I've mentioned a couple of times some of the things I've been involved in. And recently, I met a lady who was dying. She came for a reading. And her energy was palpable. It was very low, very introverted, very sad, which is understandable. But my job as a medium is to uplift people, even accepting the fact that this person knows she's dying. There's no hope for her. It is terminal. But she wanted to find out what it is she could do. And she had a friend with her, a lady friend. So we sat down and I said, I feel you. I understand what your energy is giving mine, the interaction. And she says, well, I've never had a reading before. So she said, what can you tell me? I said, I honestly do not know. But I'm going to give you my highest and best. And I told her a couple of things and she was okay with it. And she says, there's only spirit around. And straight away, I told her, oh, what's this about 3 accounts you've got? And it's all for a bucket list. Do you understand what I'm saying? This gentleman's come through. He said, we have 3 accounts and it's for our bucket list. And he said, what the heck? And I honestly don't swear in reading, but I am very verbal. And she looked up. I went, how do you know about that? I said, because he's complaining that you're complaining you don't know what to do because you've only got 6 months to live. And you promised him when he was dying that you would do the bucket list. And she went, oh, I forgot. Oh my God. Yeah. She says, yeah, I can do that. And I mean, when she came in to sit down, she was closed in. From that moment on, she changed 180 degrees in mood swing, temperament, energy. She was fired up. She says, I want to go. I want to go do it. Yeah. I don't know how long. She says, I don't know how much I'm going to need, but what the heck? I've got 6 months approximately. I said, don't spend it all in one go. Spread it out because you don't know when you're actually going to die. The doctors say this, and doctors, they do their best. He says, good point. I'll only use one of the accounts. I said, fine. But I got her laughing, believe it or not. And she had a problem containing her bladder because she was laughing so much. And she says, I've not laughed like this for a long time. That's why it's understandable. She said, no. She says, remembering my partner who passed, I'm not going into details, but the partner who passed, we did promise each other. You reminded me. I said, no, he reminded you. You made a promise to each other. Whoever goes first, the one that's still living, would do the bucket list. I said, he came through to you by our connection, by that energy. He couldn't get to you because you were closed off until I somehow got her to listen to her inner connections. The positivity was trying to get out. The negative was the conscious brain, which is understandable. I'm not taking anything away from this lady that's going to pass soon. But to see her eyes so lifeless, coming back to life from negative to positive. I've had many readings, but not many that really hit my heart. And I cried with happiness and sadness at the same time. Because if it hadn't been for her and a friend coming that day, she may have held herself down so long she could never come back. I've seen too many people dying from various illnesses, injuries, or whatever. But it's the mind of the person subconsciously that's being suppressed by the logical, conscious thoughts of the individual. I'm no doctor. I'm not qualified in any shape or form. But I feel a lot of things from clients, recipients, from readings that I do with them. And it's important to remember, each person has this energy that comes out of, is drawn in. It can be positive or negative. It can change in a heartbeat. But each of us, with our psychic ability, can pick up that energy straight away. You can feel it in your guts, just below your sternum. And if you listen to that and feel it and respond to it in a positive manner, no matter what it is, your heart will lead you in the right direction. It's your head that takes you in the bad direction, 9 times out of 10. That's my experience. As I say, in my past, I've had so many things happen to me in a negative. I should be on death's door myself. Miserable, fed up. Why me? Why me? Why me? And then I turned around one day and said, why not me? I've been given gifts. Each of us are given gifts. It's up to each of us to enlighten ourselves in finding out what those gifts are. As I've said before, my wife calls me the comedic medium because somehow I can make people laugh. And when people say, what makes you laugh, Graham? I said, looking in the mirror every morning. God's got a sense of humour. I used to have a full head of hair until I left the Navy. I left the Navy in 86. 2 years later, it all fell out. I look at my face in the morning and I'm laughing. I think, God, you've got such a sense of humour. You picked this for me. Thank you. I'm not ashamed of who I am. I'm embarrassed at some of the things I've done, but my attitude is with each of my recipients is to uplift their energy, their mood. And to do that, I have to be selfless, not selfish. When you are selfish, you pull in, you take from other people. I used to be a taker. God forbid, I was. And the whole point of life is not to take, see what you can give people from your heart. To be positive all the time is impossible for a human being. But as soon as you're aware of a negative entering your mood, your psyche, your identity, whatever you want to call it, take a step back and say, why am I feeling this? Why am I angry at somebody that's just coming into my space? And it's not them that are making you angry. It's what they're doing reminds you of something you don't like. Your fear for what you are experiencing, the sensations going through you, the memory of something that's happened to you in the past by somebody else's action coming up to you. This is what life's about. It's the positive and the negatives. You know, it's easy to blame somebody else and say, oh, it doesn't bother me, yeah, and off you go. Get real. It's not about ignoring everybody else. It's what can you give me without me taking it? What are you offering? And I don't ask people, what are you offering? I watch them, I listen to them, I feel them. If it's something inside me that's triggered in my memory when the person's talking or interacting with me, whatever it is, I remember certain things because I've done so many different things in my past. After 69 years, I've done quite a bit of, experiences. And it touches my heart. And it makes me feel good or it makes me feel bad because my body responds to both, like yours does. But I've learned to recognize it. And the only way to recognize negativity is to feel it. The only way to feel positivity is, again, to feel it. It's not up here. It's in your heart and in your gut. I've got a sister who lives up north. And she loves where she lives. And a lot of people have experienced a lot of cold. I've experienced a lot of cold in my life, and I chose, by circumstance, to avoid it. Some people don't have that choice. My sister loves where she lives, but she doesn't like the cold either. But she loves where she is. And she's making the best out of a cold situation. She's got enough gear to keep warm. Her home is beautiful. You adapt, you change your situation as best you can, if you can. And if not, and I've had friends that said, I can't stay here anymore because of rent increases, mortgage increase, losing a job, finances, whatever it is. You can still adjust. You can still do your best. You can't always achieve it. You need help. But being honest and asking for help, there's no shame in that. Because we're supposed to be part of the human race, full of individuals, supposed to be working collectively to make a positive contribution to the human race. You see, I couldn't have got here if it wasn't for the people that helped me, the positive and the negative. I wouldn't be doing this show if it wasn't for my friend CC Schatz, who's started Going Solo Media. She's allowed me to fulfill a dream. And that dream is daring to dream. My mother gave it me. You've heard me mention this many times, but it's in part of what positive and negative is. It was the last gift my mother gave me. But I don't feel sad for that. I feel proud. My mum took the time to give me a positive thing. Dare to dream, Graham. But you live your dream. My mum passed away not long after giving me that. Those pictures, I can never do it. There we go. That's Tower Bridge, believe it or not. And the way the ripple on the picture, you can hardly see it. But Tower Bridge, I took that picture many years ago. I know it reminds me of a positive time. People said, "Did you ever go to London?" Yeah. I actually was on a ship that was berthed at the Tower of London in England. I mean, the tower's right next to me. And I came out with my camera, snapped that shot. That's a positive memory. My mum passing away isn't as positive, but I'm thankful my mum gave me that tapestry. The things behind me, on this side, all those things there behind me are from my past. Some are sad, some are good. But the positivity of it is they're all together. They're in my heart, in my memory. I'm doing the best I can in honor of everything behind me. And that's what life's about. You are going to experience the good and the bad. But it's how you choose to respond. There's no easy way for anybody to just sail on through. Everything's perfect. I've never met a person yet that said, my life has been 101% perfect. No downs whatsoever. I've never met anybody like that. Even the great Buddhas and Jesus Christ and all the special people, the Buddha and everything. I can't remember all the names of all these people that were gifted, that came into humanity and gave humanity a type of light to follow, positive light to follow. Do unto others as they would do unto you. Treat others as you would like to be treated. It's easy to smile without saying a word. And a smile's very powerful. But saying, hi, how are you? Do you need anything? I haven't got much to give, but I'll help you if I can. A positive attitude. And if you can't give them anything, give them the time to say hi. And thank you. I've been with patients with mentally and physically challenged. I've been in hospitals to help people feel not so alone. I was fortunate. One of my workplaces that I was at in America was near a hospital, and all the staff knew me, knew how crazy outgoing I was and full of laughter and joking. And being a reverend, I said, there's only patient in that hospital that doesn't get visitors. And a couple of times they come and tell me, not often. And even once is a bonus. And I went in and I bought a cake, a little cake, like a donut or something like that, and put a candle on it. And I went in and said, is anybody in here that needs smiling? Well, can't eat. I said, well, the nurses can have this. I'm going to speak to the patient. Or I just sit there and just hold the hand. Because sometimes they can't even speak. But I've been telling them stories that were funny. My positive attitude. I said, I've come here because I heard that you were special. And I'll uplift their energy, uplift their mood. I said, you'd do anything for a sleep, wouldn't you? On a really good bed and get catered on by all these wonderful people, the nurses and the doctors and the cleaners and the kitchen staff coming up to say, hey, can we help you? I said, you can't get that at home all the time, can you? I said, but you come in this place, no problem. It's a bit expensive, but what the heck? I said, you pay for good service. And I get them chuckling. You see, positive attitude outweighs the negative. I've seen so many things in the negative come to me. And it's made me annoyed and angry like anybody else. But then I thought, as I said at the beginning of the show, why did I react that way? Because of something that happened in my past that's reminded me. But as soon as I recognise that, I've turned the negative into a positive. Now I know. Yeah, I survived that. I'm going to survive this. Or if not, I'm going to get out of the way if I can. And if not, I'll find something. But I'm not sitting on my bottom and not moving. Life's too short to be sitting down and being miserable. If you are in an abusive situation, I'm sorry for it. I really am. It's not you that's abusing yourself. Though I have experienced being an alcoholic. I've never been a drug addict. So I'm an alcoholic recovered. But I understand what addiction can do. And if you're listening to this, you're not as bad as you thought you were, because if you've got time to listen to somebody on a video, you are being very positive in your life. And thank you for coming in and watching. Because I see too many people that think they're on their own. My show, Dare to Dream, is about living out of the box. The fact that going solo media every Wednesday is a fantastic attribute to positivity. We are all here on these shows. Each of the hosts here have their own different way of doing things. There's not many of us that do the psychic and the medium work, but there are a few of us. And our job is to uplift you, to show you the positive side of life. I cannot hold your hand and pull you that way. You have to want to do that for yourself or with others. But you can always contact any of us. My contact number is my email, thebrit77@hotmail.com. That's THEBRITT77@hotmail.com. Send me a text. Or you can phone me on Florida, USA, 352-409-1060. Leave a voice message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you don't leave a voice message, I'm sorry, I won't respond. Or you can go on Facebook and look me up, Graham Williamson. I have a Facebook page, which is Medium Graham Williamson, and I post a lot of stuff on there as well as my Facebook page. But I am here to help you when you're feeling down or even positive and want to learn more. Because the more interaction we have with each other, the more happier we'll be. The part of life that stumbles a lot of us, holds us back, is loss of a physical person or animal or friend, whatever it is. And we all feel really miserable because we've lost a physical connection. But I want you to look at it on the positive side. You actually have met those people that you now feel sad for. But sadness is just because they're no longer here to hug you or speak to you or interact with you the way they used to. But the best part is, if you had a connection with anybody who's since passed away, remember them. Remember the situation. And 9 times out of 10, it's a positive one. And say thank you for entering my life. Yes, you're physically gone, but you'll always be in my memories. That's why I wasn't really sad when my mother passed, because I knew if she'd stayed alive at the time she was having a major operation, if she didn't have it, she'd have been in purgatory, in pain, wouldn't be able to move. But she knew she wasn't going to survive it. And I'm thankful she's out of pain. She still visits me. She still touches my memory and reminds me the things I need to do and remember. Because love and friendship respect, empathy, caring, compassion connect us all. You choose to use any of those, guarantee they're going to stay with you. Your memory will be tripped on so many triggers about those that you've lost physically. But it's them that's reminding your memories, reactivating those memories. They're saying, hey, can you remember how we met? Can you remember that time that we did this? Or whatever. But a lot of people think about what they're remembering. They don't say anything. And what I've said to a lot of recipients about their loved ones passing, if that person came and sat with you physically back here again, next to you, and you never said anything, what would their response be? And if it's loved ones and parents, siblings, they'd chew your ear off or rip your head off or say, what's up, cat got your tongue? Or something like that. You see, thinking is not really beneficial. You can set your intentions, but to have intention, you've got to use it. You've got to say it. Thinking about all the sadness and stuff like that, it'll eat you up. It'll make you feel alone and depressed. Do you want to be depressed? I can be depressed like that, but I choose not to be. And I'm not being flippant. I've seen too much sadness around me, and it could bring my mood down. But the fact I survived and didn't stay in that negative mood by being positive. I never thought I could do these shows. But now I've nearly done 2 years. I never thought I could pass a certain exam. I did it totally on my own. It should have took 3 years training with other people to do this course that I was on. But I couldn't do it with anybody else. My work wouldn't allow me the time to study with these people I needed to be with. So I did it totally on my own. It took me 8 years. Yeah, 8 years. I could have been miserable. I spent all that money and I can't do the course the way they wanted. They'd let me do it on my own with extension. I passed with some of the highest grades they've ever seen. I was shocked because I've never passed an exam in my life that's worth what made my heart sing. The fact I did it on my own with my gut instinct, with the knowledge I'd accrued over the years, to do it totally on my own was a big, big plus for me. I've got one of the certificates there. That one just above my thumb. One of the certificates. Medium. I passed my medium course totally on my own. But everybody says, oh, you've got to go and do this, you've got to go and do that. I was getting depressed. And my wife says, hang on, how long have you been doing this, Graham? I said, all my life. She says, you haven't learned anything in all your life? You've got to go and relearn or redo or learn something new. It's all about what you did know, what you've experienced, isn't it? My wife was my savior. She stopped me being miserable, worrying about, well, they want me to do that. She says, what do you want to do? Listen to your heart. Listen to your guts. And I did, and I passed it. And if I can pass an exam that's very difficult, it should take 3 years with people, see if you can do it on your own without other people, with permission. And you'll be surprised, with a positive attitude, you may be able to achieve it. You see, our pasts are big history books for you, specialized just for you. All the things you've survived, the negative and the positive that have entered your life. You can switch either way. Been married twice before, not been with my son and my daughter, and I should have been. They can be big negatives in my life. But I did my best at the time. And now I can't do what I want to do I do what I need to do. I love my kids. I love my stepdaughters. I love my wife. I love my family. But I can't be with everybody every moment of the time. I just can't. But I'm not going to be depressed about it. I've got to accept the reality of the situation. My attitude is I can sit and wallow in, I wish I could have, would have, should have. I'm doing the best I can. Being positive is not about lifting your feet off the ground and flying into the sky and saying, oh, everything's fine. No, that's not realistic to me or for me. It might be for you. I don't know. But with this program, dedicated on going solo media, going solo doesn't mean going it alone. It's about standing up and sharing who you are with everybody else. My positive and my negative are pretty much in balance. And I really do want to say thank you for listening. But I also want you to remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Going Solo Media. There's so many choices you can have if you go to the website. And I want to thank all those that are watching and listening. Please comment, contact me. But remember, you can contact me on my email, which is amedium77, AMEDIUM 77 at Gmail, or you can have my email, the other one, thebrit77 at hotmail.com. You got two. There we go. That's my Gmail. Now, the 352-409-1060 is my cell number. Leave a voice message. It's Florida, USA. If you don't leave a voice message, I will not respond. You can go join me on Facebook or my page, which is Medium Graham Williamson. I teach, I coach, I support anything to do with medium and psychic work. If you want a reading, let me know. I'll be back in 2 weeks on the 22nd of November. Same time, 6 o'clock till 6:45 approximately. We're not having a break today because I'm too busy talking. And I hope each of you will contribute something for somebody without being asked. Your time is precious. Their time is precious. You can live secular, hidden away from everybody, and think, I'm safer this way. But we're all part of the human race. We're all supposed to be helping each other. Pardon me for saying this. Look at the ant world. Do you think an ant is on its own? It works collectively. Birds flock collectively. Fish swim together. People should work together to uplift people, not hold them down. And on my show, Dare to Dream, as I say, I'm your host, Graham Williamson, international intuitive, evidential medium and psychic. I love what God gave me, the abilities, but I had to find them myself. People told me I'm weird, shouldn't do that, it's bad, negative, all the rest of it. I proved them wrong. I've shown it's a positive side of my nature. I do have a negative, but it's balanced, it's controlled, it's easy to live with. Being a medium 24/7 is why I came down here in the first place, to prove continuity of life after the change called death. I'm positive that you can find the same attitude if you choose to. The whole purpose of living is to be enlightened as to why you are here, your purpose. Is it negative or positive? You choose. Nobody can take that away from you. If you're in a negative situation, do your best to find a way out of it. It takes strength to stand up and be an individual, to be solo. I wanted to remain solo after 2 failed marriages. I isolated myself, got in, decided I was going to teach people on the internet all about mediumship, do readings, this sort of thing. And I met somebody over 22 years ago. That lady saved my life. And I didn't know I was losing it. Positive attitude is the best way to be. But you've got to be realistic. If you need any guidance or help, there's many of us on Going Solo Media that can help you. You say, my email's there, amedium77@gmail.com. Send me a text. Send me a mail. Whatever it is, I'll do my best to help you. And my telephone number is Florida, USA, 352-409-1060. Leave a voice message. I will get back to you as soon as I can. No voice message, no response back. You can contact me on Facebook, Graham Williamson. You know my face. Or go to Medium Graham Williamson. And I've got a really Doctor Who style jacket and tie, big grin. So I am a wedding officiant. I never thought I could do that. But because of my experience and passing my exams, I became a universal life minister and all that entails. And to help people join together in marriage and bless marriages and christen children, baptize, whichever service is required. There's people like me around to help you. People like me on shows like this, especially with Going Solo Media, because this is what we do every Wednesday and through all the days of the week. Go to the website, subscribe to it, like, share, comment, and find something that uplifts you. Ask questions. You can join in anytime. And I'm just about to go, but I want to thank you for watching the show. And remember, you're not alone unless you choose to be. Even in the Antarctic, I was walking around thinking I was alone in a vast, snowed continent. Turned a corner around a big mountain. There was elephant seals, penguins, skuas, albatross, all over the place. See, even in the snow, there was life. There was positivity. I was wrapped up. They were happy. All got a shock seeing a human coming around the corner, but that's my energy for you. Scare everybody in a good way. But thank you for watching. And I want to say goodbye for now. See you on the 22nd. Stay positive, my friends. Bye.